On this. Hey, welcome to another episode here with Rosie, your realtor. And today I have Zack Seidman with Thrive Mortgage. Hi, Zack.
Hey, how you doing, Rosie?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. Well, thank you for joining us today. I know lenders are very busy these days, so I certainly appreciate your time.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Zack, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a branch manager with Thrive Mortgage. I'm head of the Zack Seidman mortgage team. Who saw that coming, right? I have a finance background. I was a financial advisor prior to getting into the mortgage business back in the day. So I have a real passion for that of digging into things financially and making sure that we help people in the best way we can and help them secure their financial future. And as you know, Rosie, in the housing market, it's a huge piece of it.
Yeah, sounds like you're a numbers guy.
I definitely am. I can nerd out for sure, and I'll try and spare you for the course of this conversation.
No worries. So tell me a little bit about your business and what sets you guys apart.
Yeah, so we really primarily focus on purchase loans, helping buyers, whether that's someone who already owns a home, moving into a different home, or a first-time home buyer. That's really our wheelhouse right there. And having our service level and our operations in a way that just makes that as smooth a process as possible, so that we can help people just streamline, making this huge step in their lives, which is either buying a home for the first time or moving into something new. It's always a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. And it's funny how a lot of people would just pick the first agent and lender without really interviewing others. And it's like they spend more time interviewing a hairdresser or a nail salon person than their largest investment. And it's like,
it's so true. And it's hard when they don't even know what questions to ask, right? Because when it comes to mortgages, the first thing people know to ask is about interest rates and fees. And those are all really important things. Don't get me wrong, but especially when you're buying a home and you can attest to this, being able to actually get the deal closed right on time and not have the headache or the possibility of even losing that transaction is just as or even more important in a lot of cases than those things. And so it's important to really dive into the whole process.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned, making sure it happens, because even for me with my buyers, even if, sometimes they might be qualified for this, but I tell them, just because you're qualified for that, maybe you want to look here, especially, your young families. It's like, you plan on having kids. What about planning for being sick or trips? Like, don't max yourself out if you don't have to, but well, very good.
And my background as a financial advisor, that I naturally kind of view the world through those goggles anyway, right? So we inevitably have that conversation through it of, look, just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? We don't have to use every single dollar available, that you could possibly use. Let's be smart about this and make sure to set you up for something that's going to build your wealth, immensely, but is also leave some breathing room at the same time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We want to keep them in there.
That's it. Yeah. We definitely have to do that.
Yes, absolutely. So tell me, I know we had the opportunity to meet earlier this week and talked about one of the things you're doing to really kind of give buyers, especially in this market, a little bit of a advantage in getting their offer accepted. So tell me about that.
Yeah. So as you know, this has been tough, right? This is not an easy market to get an offer accepted in. A lot of times, someone who's financing, you're competing with cash offers. And so it's important to do as much as we can to try and set our offer apart and give it that better chance to get accepted. So one of the things that we do on every file as long as we can, and that's not just in this market. We've been doing that for years, but is to take our pre-approval and actually send it into underwriting, right? When most pre-approvals are done, that really just consists of a loan officer looking at the file, looking at the documents and deciding yes, this meets the criteria, but they're not really the ultimate decision maker on that. They're just using their experience to do that. But what we like to do is actually send it into underwriting before they have a home to get the underwriter to sign off on it. That removes any doubt of there being an issue with the loan moving forward, right? But then B, it also cuts a good week out of that loan process. So now when we make the offer, it's a much stronger offer because we already have the loan approved, right? Like with an underwriter, just minus the house. So we need an appraisal. We're going to need a clean title, the things that go along with the home, but that's already taken care of. So, we're a lot closer to cash at that point from a certainty standpoint of getting that deal done. And then number two, the other concern that a listing agent or a seller usually has is, oh, how long is this going to take? Because they've been in those scenarios where it gets dragged out, right? And oh, it was supposed to close in 30 days, but some issue came up, and now we're in 45, and it just turns into this huge stressful event for everybody, and that's no good. So
Yeah.
when we do that up front, now we can offer even a shorter escrow, right? A 24-day escrow, a 21-day escrow, which once again allows you to compete with those cash offers a lot better. But then on my team, I back that up with an on-time close guarantee. So we'll actually pay $250 a day for any day we miss closing by. And that just gives that extra level of certainty of like, whoa, like if they do that, like they're pretty confident that that's going to happen, right? Because they're putting their money where their mouth is. And so when we can call a listing agent when an offer is made and go over those different points, that definitely gives you a leg up on getting that offer accepted. Is it foolproof? Nothing is, but it certainly puts you in a much better position than a standard pre-approval.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's good to know because, moving as it is, whether you're the buyer or the seller, is such a big process and so much work. And when you have all these parties trying to plan that in their moving truck and the move in, their move out date, I mean, it's a big inconvenience for every side. So whether, whatever the seller needs, whether it's a 25, 30, 40-day escrow, knowing that up front and being able to stick to that is just, I think, so important. So important. And communication, which I know you said you reach out to the listing agent, you're in communication with the buyers and the buyer's agent, which is great. Well, very
Yeah,
awesome.
it's honestly, I almost do it selfishly because it makes my life easier too, right? I mean, it's just staying ahead of the power curve on that stuff and making sure everyone knows what's going on and feels good about everything, because that's just a much better experience than the opposite, which I'm sure you've experienced at some point in time through your career.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So Zach, tell me, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you direct, how would they do that? What's the best way?
I mean, honestly, email or call direct is fine. You can call that main phone line there, the 805-696-2220. Or the email address, Zach at ZS Mortgage. Just reach out. Happy to find a time to chat, talk through the situation. I like to really understand what's going on with the client and what's going on with the rest of their life and everything, so that we can put something together that really makes the most sense for them.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, hopefully some of these buyers that are out there getting frustrated and with their offer not getting accepted could reach out and maybe just come up with a different action plan.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's important, and it's a huge transaction, so it's important to really put everything we can into it to make it happen.
Absolutely. For most, their biggest transaction ever.
Yeah,
So,
exactly, right? For
yeah.
the vast majority.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, Zach, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm here for you as well.
Of course. Thanks, Rosie. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right.
Awesome.